Alright, welcome peeps and viewers to a new 1000-week Reich episode, but this time I'm actually going to be playing as the Kingdom of Italy this time. I decided to switch it up a bit. Yeah, so I'm going to be playing as the Duce himself. Now, Viva il Duce, the Kingdom of Italy, or the Italian Empire, masterfully crafted under the guidance of Mussolini, the Duce, managed to outdo everything the NFP has done before. The Italian king, now only Emperor of Ethiopia, but as also Emperor of Italy, Italy appeared to be standing at the beginning of a golden age, to a glorious new future. I'll be taking my sweet time, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm ready to play. Begin the recovery. Lucky for me, I got my own faction, the Mediterranean Pact. Italian politics. Italy uses a custom mechanic for politics and loyalty, which can be featured with various focuses. Ah, here it is. Ah, I see now. Makes sense. Watch these carefully, as one getting too high or low can have certain consequences. Alright. Mainland Italy has low unrest. Southern Italy has slight unrest. Albania and Montenegro have medium and high respectively. Oh boy. I still want to make sure that, Croatia rightfully belongs to Italy. I want to take over the whole Adriatic coast. That includes puppeting Croatia to complete the trend. Let me just do some research. Egyptian martial law. And goodbye, old man. I can research helicopters now. Sweet. Death of Wallace, the last straw for Greece, and the death of King George VI. Well, the king is dead, long live the queen. Wait, hold on, let's see which... Oh, Umberto II, mediocre figurehead. The UN. Oh boy, Germany tests its atomic bomb. This is not gonna end well. What happened now? The Spanish-Moroccan conflict? The Norwegian thaw? Kingdom of Morocco and Spanish state? gonna improve relations with the Spanish state, but I might send a bit of lend-lease, like fuel. Apologize. The Algerian War. How did it... We need to focus on domestic affairs. Now the US tested its hydrogen bomb. Beginning the recovery. Let's hope everything will be alright. I think I'd rather choose initiate demobilization. Man, it's just a mess in Algeria. Okay, well, my empire's still intact, but I still want to add Croatia into the mix. Britain now tests its atomic bomb. Now hold up. First Germany, then the US, now Britain. It's only a matter of time until I have to get my atomic bomb. Also, now I can be able to get Croatia back into the fold. Wow, Croatia's army is weak. I'm not even using an army cheat or anything. Their army is just mad weak as hell. Vidkun Quisling wins the struggle. Not surprising. Like, I'm already at half speed, and the Croatians aren't even putting up a struggle. Like, this isn't even fair. And they're only focusing on Montenegro. Death of Beria. Provisional unitary government of the Hellenic state. I still need to make sure I keep my grip on Greece. Protest in Greece. Tolerate the protests. The Grand Council and the MVSN. Let's see what it says here. Let them have their lands. We will never give an inch of Italian land. I got Croatia into the fold. Reduce reliance on Germany. The Mediterranean Pact grows large. Zhukov declared premier. The one thing I find funny is that there's a Cold War between the US and Germany, but I believe Italy's like the third way, because Germany doesn't like Italy anymore, making their own pact, which is Italy. But if I'm able to rival Germany and help the US, well, that could be a possibility. Oof, shady dealings in the German Reich. Impressive, the opening of a German metro, but intriguing. The Reich's shady dealings are now being dealt with and exposed. The Roman Dream. The Roman Empire is truly immortal. Long before the days of Christ, it ruled vast parts of Europe, Africa, and Asia, as it did long after. Well, that is true, because before Christianity even took hold in the Roman Empire, it was a pre-Christian society, which does make sense. Aw, man. We're losing loyalty here. There's a low chance of a coup. Let me build some factories. Alright, there we go. I decided to add more factories to my puppets as well, just to give them a chance to boost up their economy. Head of State Umberto II. Now this is something nice. I'm gonna need more rubber. The best I can do is trade with Venezuela. The de Havilland Comet debuts in Britain. Technology marches forward and made a bloodbath. Okay, you know what? Montenegrin rebels attack. Oh boy. That's it, we're going in. I mean, Egypt is independent and has British influence, which makes sense. Discontent population. With the Suez Canal still occupied by Britain, Egypt is still in dire need of unification of the people. The founding of the Kingdom of Croatia. The Egyptian revolutionaries Crus. Mare Nostrum has its reach. Excellent. The Kingdom of Croatia was already proclaimed after the war. Arrest them. I'm not gonna hang them like common criminals. There's still Ustashi resistance in the Kingdom of Croatia. The future of Egypt, with Italian support and some secret dealings, many Egypt officers causing some previously free officers to defect alongside their men. With the Regency regain reigning supreme, our position in Africa is strengthened. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. Kingdom of Egypt as an Italian puppet. The Congo rebellion has been crushed, and Belgium is now in control of the Congo. Haha! Nice. The Suez blocked to Italian ships? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Accept their demands. Italy withdraws from Egypt. Do nothing, threaten the British. It seems we underestimated the British determination in resisting our recent moves in Egypt. The British have closed the Suez Canal to all our ships, putting our trade at risk. The second, we could simply do nothing. Weather the sanctions and hope we can get around them in the future. This decision has a high risk of conflict. You know what? Let's just do nothing about it. If I risk war with Egypt, I think Germany might use it as a chance to declare war. Loyal. The MVSN are still loyal, and the GCOF are still loyal. Puppet the Egyptian government. Ooh. Italian Egypt is now formalized. The Italian Empire now expands. Civil unrest in Bulgaria? Well, at least the Republic of India is getting its lands back together, but I hope it actually declares war on Pakistan to fully reunite it. Conservatives win the UK election. I might as well send some attaches to certain areas that I might need of interest, such as India. Establish the Yemeni Protectorate. Has completed the focus, rekindle relations with Yemen. If I can do that, the state of our nation, the way how I see it. Oh, good. Montenegro still has high unrest. Okay, so the triumvirate, it's like a It's like a two balancing power act. The Roman legacy. But the conservatives win in the Republic of Korea? Kim Seong-soo. I might have... Oh no. They're becoming less loyal, but... Conflicts with Ethiopian tribes. Insecurity in Africa. Crush the Ethiopian tribes, or we should be more careful with this. The Middle East is Adolf? We should be more careful. Still low chances of a coup. I don't want to mess anything up and then all of a sudden, boom. Italian East Africa is still in my hands. Crush them all. Iraq and Jordan unite. The United Arab Kingdoms. The Hashemite dual monarchy. Oh boy. An unstable union indeed. Sunni Shia division. The 1952 Olympics starts. China denounces Vietnam. Let's see how Vietnam will take it. I wonder how things are going up north. I'm only just gonna put wartime rifle and... Oh. Okay. We're the boogeyman. The boogie freeway man of Europe. Europe, as we all know it, is about to change drastically. Tensions have been growing ever since the Second War came to an end. And now it seems all but certain that there is going to be another great European war, which will ravage the entire continent. We, the heirs of Rome, the Kingdom of Italy, protector of the Mediterranean, stand at a crossroads. The decision we shall make to pick either side in the coming conflict will change not only Europe, but the fate of the entire world forever. The future is looking upon us. Future looking upon us indeed. Domestic opposition increases. Oh gosh, darn it. French African Confederation? You know, I'm not really sure if I should even bother. Oh hell no, I don't know. I don't want revolutionary communists right on my border in Africa. A fascist, eh? I think I rather... Screw you, FLN Social Democrats. I'm supporting the Oran. You know what? You know, maybe I'll just support the Republic of Algeria instead. At least they won't be a threat. Man, the German space flight. Shocking. The Sino-Vietnamese War has begun. How could some Vietnamese farmers win? Same thing the US asked itself that. Okay, I can... Alright, now I can create the Italian agency. Wait, what's going on now? Chaos now returns to Greece. Unsatisfied with the Greek government and seeing the state as weak, the democratic supporters took up arms in an open rebellion. Forces loyal to the democratic government have organized in northern Greece, promising to overthrow the collaboration dictatorship and restore democracy in Greece. Geopolitical commentators suspect that Greek democratic government will appeal to the Toronto Accord, eventually seeking aid to topple the Axis regime. Oh, the hell no. That is not about to happen. I basically just did that. I'm helping the dictatorship of Greek in the Civil War. Ooh. A paternal autocrat. Seems like Greece is changing for the better. As well Bulgaria too. We have poor colonial management. We have to replace incompetent managers. So basically, I declared war on the Kingdom of Greece to support the Hellenic dictatorship state. I'm gonna make sure some of the integrate Tunisia. After just over 40 years of Italian rule, our colonists in our Libyan territory have flourished. The Casablanca catastrophe. What a twist! Einstein visits Israel. Cool. Oh man, Einstein killed in Israel? No, that's just sad. Alright. So I'm basically having some trouble now with the people. But the Grand Council and the MVSN are still loyal to me, so it's all good. A social democratic victory in Sweden. Nice. Well, the EKE has just won the Civil War. I still gotta keep appeasing the people and the parties. Finally, I created the Italian agency. Now, it should be noted that I'm basically taking my sweet time. I'm not using the cheats as much or anything, or like the console commands. So I'm just making things like I'm just waiting and seeing things. Oof, my boy Franco has died now. Send in the army, negotiate with the strikers. I'm gonna take the less volatile approach. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Albania and Montenegro still has high risk. I don't get this. Like, how could I lower the unrest in those countries? I don't get it, like, at all. Alright. Revolution in Baghdad? Oh boy. Wow, we've only generated 4.6% tension, but the German Reich, 19%. Wait, then who's creating the remainder 32? The Bergamo strikes have been resolved. Oh boy. Unrest in northern Italy decreases, a coup chance increases, the GCF becomes more loyal, the MVSN become less loyal. There's still a low chance of a coup though, so I'm still good. So that means still I have to take a bit more harsh approaches in some cases. And not much is really happening, to be honest. So I might just end it here. Alright, well, I think that's it for basically for this new TWR episode, mainly because I didn't use a cheat a lot as much, only for when I had to do it with Croatia and Greece, and that was it. I just had to do some stuff like trying to get more political power just to finish the focus trees, the focus tree I needed in some areas, and I still got to make sure Italy can rule the Mediterranean. So anyway, hope you guys liked the video, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time when I continue part 2, when I deal with Bulgaria and also Yemen, if that's possible at all, or Algeria, whichever comes first. I already have Egypt already under my thumb in the Mediterranean Pact, and I already got Greece back from the Civil War. Now it might be time for me to expand, like I said earlier, in Tsardom, Bulgaria, or even more into Palestine and in Israel. I don't know, because even though we're part of the United Nations, I don't want to trouble them. That's kind of a bit more trouble than it's worth. But anyway, let's get going. The death of... Oh good, I already have Tunisia integrated. Implement austerity. Oh well. Conflicts with Italian police. They're just doing their job. A new leader of a free world. Oh dear. Domestic opposition increases. Let's see. I still have, well, Algeria is still in a darn mess, which I think I rather support the OPA. I mean OAP, sorry, I didn't see that. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, like there's still the Kingdom of Afghanistan. There's no faction. The Republic of China is trying to beat Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh and Chiang Kai-shek trained Republicans. Paternal autocrat. I might as well support Chiang Kai-shek. Oh wait, let's see, the head of state is Umberto II. Figurehead monarch, if you will. Barbary People's Democratic Republic of Algeria has capitulated in uncertain times. Let's see, the Grand Council is loyal, MVSN is loyal, low chance of a coup. Good, let's keep it that way. Southern Italy, Veneto, Trento, Bolzano, and Julian Venice have all medium unrest, including Sardinia and Corsica. Umberto tours the Empire. Well, I'm still trying to get my economics together, so... Oh yeah, victory for Vasilov. I'm not really doing much with my military, but with Britain controlling the Suez under the new PM Minister Rab Butler. Continue corporatism, or... Oh boy, you gotta be kidding me. Appease both the people and the MVSN. I can't keep handling this. Maybe a visit to Spain will help even the odds. What now? Oh! New Greek leadership under Xenophon von Glossmas. The Turkestani Civil War. How crazily chaotic. Greece is returning to normalcy. Well, that's good to hear. Too bad they're my puppet. Let's see. Government of National Salvation. I don't even know where I want to even bother to expand next. You know, what? France is being oh yeah, these states are... I might as well support the Republic of Algeria, because why not? I need to also upgrade my technology a bit. Dang, the Turkestani Civil War is really something else. The Italian Empire is fragile. Despite its modest size, we are in constant state of danger. We must do everything that's necessary to preserve our empire and stop it from falling like the Roman Empire during our ancestors' attempt at greatness. True words were never said. Equipment, artillery. Well, I'm gonna need to produce lots of artillery. This is crazy. Say what? Oh, the Federation of Malaysia won the war. A visit to France. Britain stands victorious in Malaysia. Send the envoys. Turkestan has now been dissolved. Also, we'll do a visit to Turkey. I mean, Portugal, sorry. I meant Portugal. Nice. France accepts our economic proposals. Paris has accepted cooperation towards the Mediterranean Economic Union, but refused a military alliance. Which is great. I mean, we only wanted to just do it more economically. There's no need for a military alliance. Oh boy. Seems like William Howard Taft's future ancestor, Robert Taft. Wait, what? Exile of a Dutch government? Another base of operations? Wow, the Dutch are really having it hard. Robert Taft inaugurated as president. Racial segregation. America is ostensibly the land of the free, founded on the principle that all men are created equal. However, it seems freedom does not extend equality to all its citizens. Across much of the South, yeah, you can probably guess the rest of that. Democratic hegemon. I don't even know how I can appease even the colonies either, because, like, this is getting ridiculous. Indonesian victory of the East Indies. Now in comes Indonesia. Oh boy, the Republic of Algeria has won. Although, Hajistit Protes... I don't know how to spell that. Protesters. There are those whom while desire that... Okay. Makes sense. Council of Sahara and the Republic of Algeria. Say... Diplomacy with Portugal. Say, you know what? I might just send some troops over to Tunisia. Disillusion of the Sahara. Well, that's good. We're still an economic failure. Establish the Yemeni protectorate. First off, I have to make sure I get rekindle relations with Yemen. Raise the Tunisian rifles. Has completed... Oh boy, it's 1953 and the cabinet crisis has just begun. The leader of Germany is dead. Now this is a sticky situation. I don't know how I might get involved. The great power struggle with the leadership in chaos. There's not much Germany can do. Even Ante Pavlik was assassinated. The jewel of the Adriatic lies shattered. The Adriatic lies shattered. Let's see, what's this? The German invitation. The Greater German Reich, our former ally, has suffered one of its greatest national tragedies in European history. While the Pact of Steel broke down during the turbulent times of post-war Europe, it might be best to show our respect to the Germans by attending. However, due to political concerns, attending this event might spark controversies among our populace. Now this one... I have to say, this one is a pretty tricky situation. It's basically like a either win, lose kind of gamble I'm taking. If I attend, the populace in Italy will get really sour and see the controversialness of it. But if I don't attend, well, that's on me. I'm not really sure if I should attend or not. Oh well, but fortune favors riskiness. I'll try and attend. You know what? Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not going to attend. I don't want to risk, like, the population against me. The Cambodian Democrats win in 1953. Who cares about Cambodia? Ooh, the Slavic revolt has happened now. Like I said, who cares about Cambodia? LOL. Well, they're still loyal, thank God. What a massive waste of resources. All countries that have accepted the Mediterranean Union, the Third Spanish Republic, third time's a charm, I guess, form the Mediterranean Union. Spain refuses all our offers. Madrid unfortunately refused all our offers. Well, that kinda sucks. Domestic opposition increase. Appease the people. Bye-bye, Moscowan. Conflict with Ethiopian tribes. Oof. I have to say though, everything in the Reich is just falling left, right, and center. The Ethiopian tribes are causing trouble, but do I really want to crush them? Maybe. I don't know. But maybe with this free hand, I could take this time to actually, like... The Soviet Union declares war on Transvolga. Communist partisans cited in Kosovo. Oh boy. This must be a misunderstanding, right? No, I don't think it's a misunderstanding on my part. The collapse of Ukraine, Moscow, and the Caucasus. All in one. Good lord, look at all that crazy... Look at this... My god, look at this crazy border gore in Eastern Europe. Wait, hold on. Oh, civil war happens in Serbia. The Balkans just can't catch a break. Oh, Joseph Broz Tito's? Oh no, you don't. Hold on, you know what? I'm not gonna let Joseph Broz Tito's get the fall for this one. Civil war in Western Russia? Okay, what on earth is going on with this civil war today? Like everything's just falling apart. Yugoslav Albanian meeting. This is disconcerting. Oh wait, I remember, I still have my local unit here. Good. Non-aggression pact with the Serbian Socialist Republic? Serbian Social Republic? Where the heck is that? Oh, really? Oh, that's just great. Now I gotta deal with 3 things at once. No, well, actually 2 things. That's it. I'm not gonna do this. Let's do the... Okay. I'm only doing this once. Good. Bosnia capitulated. Let's see now. Croatian influence. Following the death of Ante Pavlik in Croatia, the already fleeting nation has fallen into chaos just days ago. The Bosnians rose up against their former master in hopes of creating an independent state. Our top advisors tell us that we can use this chaos to our advantage and finally move into Croatia proper, just as Mare Nostrum dictates. However, it is an extremely risky move that could jeopardize our already unpopular influence in the Balkans. How should we proceed? Nah, it's too risky. We can't just move in on my puppet. Like, it won't work. The Albanian Revolution? Oh, come on! I am not about... Hang on, I gotta fix these borders. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway. Also, you know what, just for the heck of it, yeah, I am not gonna lose Albania. I don't care. I could take all the states. There. The fate of Albania. Release it. Restore the puppet. The Kingdom of Albania is back under puppet control. Now let's see. Algeria. Now I said I was only going to use the army march thing once, but hold on. This will be for the North Africa Theater. You know, just in case. The Serbian Social Republic. Wow. Wow, the Ordenstadt really is actually isolated this time. Does this mean I could use it to my advantage? Maybe I can. And basically, the Italian Empire is gonna be going into Serbia and Algeria. Join in on the fun! Algeria is already dealt with. Yep, basically you can tell that I just decided to stick it up and just take Algeria along with Libya. The official coronation of Elizabeth II. Oh dear. Wait, hold on. What's this? The military coup? What? Oh, Erika von Manstein has now taken over. After a period of power struggle, the military's dissatisfaction towards the political class has escalated into a full-blown coup. On the surface, political crisis seems to be over, but the new military government must handle remnants of the previous government delicately to prevent further political unrest. As they say, the army knows best, after all. The fate of Serbia. Release it as a puppet state. Yep, the Mediterranean Pact grows large in two areas, in annexed Algeria and puppeted Serbia. I'm just sitting here watching how Eastern Europe is exploding, and I don't know why Ostland is still united for some reason. Like, are they smart enough not to do that? Ukraine will never be stable. The Germans crushed in the Ukraine. This is a really mad delicate situation. There's Western Ukraine nationalist. I think I rather support the paternal Ukrainian autocrats for some reason. But that also goes, which one should I also support in this civil war? Paternal. The Don Vulcan paternal autocrat? The New White Army. That's really putting it lightly. Oh good, finally. I'm sending an attaché there. Let's send some Lend-Lease. Now I'm going to be supporting the autocrats there. Still a low chance of a coup. I still got to keep an eye on that. Umberto II is still the figurehead. Let's keep it that way. Well, a royalist coup in Romania. An interesting development. Under who could have guessed King Michael I? Haha. Maybe this could be a chance for me to peacefully get Romania on my side. What's this? You know what, Ordenstadt? I think it's time for you to officially get off the map indeed. Wait, there's also a... Dang, Hungary got it hard. They can't even enter through Slovakia or even Romania, but they can still enter through my puppet in Croatia, which is good. Yep, Ordenstadt Bennett is now going to be done for. Alright, finally! Ordenstadt Band has now been crushed. Serbia will take... Serbia has now rightfully gotten Band back. The Free Cossacks Red Army that's always the first sign of disloyalty. I always have to make sure I keep my eye. Both parties are still loyal, so I'm all good. The Mediterranean Union Pact thing is still finished, and it's taking 105 days? No wonder it's so long. The Mediterranean Union. We should... I'm not really sure if I should crush them or not this time. but it would only increase unrest in the long term. Okay, maybe this once I'll only just put slight pressure. A New Republic by this guy. Now, a social democratic dictatorship. The funny thing is, Hungary's acting just like how former Yugoslavia is. Anti-German military. And they're both defeated and broken. We have suffered a humiliating defeat on the field of Hungary. Our stability and political order are now on the brink of total destruction. Rekindle our relationship with Yemen. This is the part I've always been waiting for. Oh, wait a minute. I think I still remember something. I still want to get East Africa back. A paternal autocrat indeed. Wow, Germany's having more trouble than it's worth again? Oh my god. Oh boy. Even my boy Spear knows what's up. Like, come on. And he allied with... Oh, hell no. The emergency... I might as well support those guys too. Vargas takes his own life, a day Brazil will surely remember. Oh great, everything is just going wrong left, right, and center. Hold on. Alright. Well, I already finished also the chemical warfare stuff, so that's good. A liberal victory in Canada, as expected. A military coup in Washington? What? Joseph Martin Jr. Oh Lord. I did not expect that to happen today. I will. Oh wait, never mind. Nice. We established the Yemeni Protectorate. Italian Yemen established. Haha. Another nation falls to the dust. Reopen the Tokyo Embassy. Yep, the Mediterranean Pact is now encroaching in the Middle East. Let me just do one quick thing. And I would have to say that's pretty much it for now for this episode. Basically, Germany and its puppets are already falling into pieces. Romania got back Transylvania. Stuff was happening in Serbia that I also occupied and annexed Algeria. I got the Italian East Africa back and established Yemen Protectorate, or Italian Yemen. And also stopped Albania from getting into the Marxist-Leninist stuff, as well Croatia, with its Bosnian area, getting independence. So I have to say that's pretty much it. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Like and subscribe, comment below if you wanna suggest any video ideas and stuff, and I'll see you guys and ladies next time for more. Republic of Latvia and Lithuania. Yep, they're breaking away from Ostland, alright. What? The Southern Uprising, here comes the Poles. Why am I not surprised? Ostland Civil War, another civil war in a German colony. Hold on. Alright, there we go. I got my eyes set upon Bulgaria and the first step into the Middle East by invading this mess around here in Palestine, in divided Palestine, Israel, and the Jerusalem city, whatever. The Phalangist bunker coup in Spain, shocking. Pretty soon, the Mediterranean Pact will be expanding into later parts of like Romania, Hungary, and even the Arab Federal Republics, but I'm gonna divide it between Jordan and Iraq again, because I don't care. And also in Syria. Well, I can still send, Actually, let me recall my attaché from the West Ukrainian National Republic. The National Republic of Ukraine? Oh boy. I still gotta keep the MVSN loyalty decreases. Oh, come on. You know what? Order restored in Denmark. They never stood a chance. Oh, Quisling's regime is about to collapse. The war reaches I would say the war reaches Norway. I'm gonna say that. A step towards something larger. You know what? Now I got that squared away. I'm invading both Bulgaria and the troubled area here next to Jordan. Oh, well, that was quick. The fate of Palestine. Establish a Jewish puppet state. Tsardom of Bulgaria has collapsed. Now the fate of Bulgaria. Maintain military occupation. Nah, I'm just gonna install a puppet government. Yep, Bulgaria and Israel are now in the Mediterranean pact as puppets. And with Israel on my side now, that's just a springboard into Jordan, Iraq, and Syria. Wow, Osterland. This is some crazy border gore. What? Socialist Republic Belarus, why the hell do you have Latvia's court province here? I don't get it. Something tells me that I don't think Germany would last a chance. The German Reich would last a chance. Not even one bit. I think maybe I'm gonna bet on the... Yeah, I'm gonna bet on these guys. Yep, I'm gonna bet on them. Let me see. Nah, I think they got it. I want the West Ukrainian National Republic to win. What the hell? Okay, this makes no... Oh, let's say. Why did Latvia have Odessa for a minute there? That's just stupid. I'm not letting the Southwest Red Army Command win. I want the Ukraine National Republic here to win. Time for another invasion springboard. Yep, now I'm gonna be invading Jordan, Syria, and Iraq as well. Yep, Syria has fallen now. Greater Syria has capitulated. Restart our foreign trade. And the Arab Federal Republics have capitulated. Now let's see how this will work. The release of Iraq. Create a new Iraqi government. Install a puppet in Jordan. Fate of Syria. And there we have it. Now much of the Middle East is under my personal command control. And I'm almost surrounding Saudi Arabia. They're getting suspicious. Who cares? Man, look at this ugly border gore from Germany all the way to like the eastern area where Germany used to control everything. It's just some ugly border gore. Like, my god, some of it is ugly. Like the anti-German coalition. And like, my god. Some of these borders look so undefined. It's like you can't even dignify it like with a piece of paper and a pencil. I need to build up more factories. I wonder if my next mission should try to invade the Second Republic of Hungary. Or as they say, it's the Second Republic, not the Second Empire. I'm stupid. Now you hear that, Turkey? I got you surrounded now. Umberto towards the Empire. Unfortunately, our economic goals and poor colonial policies have led to significant problems in the various parts of Italy's empire. While mere ceremony cannot fix such deep issues, a tour by Umberto II, the King of Italy across the empire, would surely give a boost of morale and prestige. I'm gonna speed things up. We're still at economic failures. Victoria Masalata. Lions are led by donkeys. The whole system is unfit for modern warfare. What happened now? Oh boy, the Czechs just rose up. Darn it, the West Ukraine National Republic just collapsed. We support the Prague Spring in 1953. Oh, what's this? Oh, Slovenia Swiss Revolution? Oh boy! Okay, now I need to... Oh yeah, I need to start doing some trade. The Slovenian Declaration. What? Slovenia? The start of the Benelux. The Czech resistant government collapsed? Oh, come on. The Union State of Norway. I think this is working to Germany's advantage, I have to say. Wow. Huh, I have to say, the Belgians are really putting up a good fight. The Paternal Autocrat. Resistance in fights. Oh, this is a mix of a V, AR, LRL parties. Why am I not surprised? Liberalizing the markets. We cannot go without our current economic outlook. The political machine holds too much power over the Italian economy. If we are to grow, the markets must be able to have breathing space, as in like free roam democracy, but with paternal autocratism. Seriously though, Germany is like whooping the emergency Wehrmacht state. I'm not sure about this one though. It kind of gives me the chills. What? Alright. Oh wow, the Polish Home Army is still in like a deadlock situation with the general government. Like, it's like World War I kind of style. Like, none of the territory changes have even changed a bit. But my boy Switzerland here really is pushing them hard out. Alright. The North Sea Naval Exercise. A civil war rages. Wow, that's interesting. Next up, I might just try to invade Bulgaria. I mean Hungary, sorry. Active sonar. Alright. Now I'm going to be able to produce jet fighters, and I still want to support the Swiss for their independence. Alright, we liberalizing the markets now. Privatize the banks. Since the beginning of our dictatorship rule in 1922, Italian banks have been under state control. This created a bloated bureaucracy system where only connected to the party could receive the best loans. So in order to develop our economy, they must be placed into private hands. Yep, I have a feeling that Germany's gonna... I have a feeling that my boy Spear is gonna win this one. I don't know why. A new face... Huh, a new face in the... I see. Hans Speidel. Maybe I can also start Lend-Lease with Hans Speidel. How about that? Yep, this is basically gonna be amazing. The emergency Wehrmacht is really pushing it. Really? Charles Noguez is still elected as French state leader? Let's see. What's going on now? A new nation enters the... Ooh, now I see. The occupation of Japan on the US basically ended. Abolished the National Council of Corporations. It has to be done. In keeping with corporatist economic policy, the Italian Dictatorship Party established the National Council of Corporations, or NCC, ensuring throughout the state and major economy firms. Now we are moving away from corporatism. This body must be done away with. Economic liberalization. It's high time we allowed a free market to cooperate unencumbered and end our corporatist policies once and for all. Wait, Norlisk just... Wow. It seems the USSR is gonna win this one, no doubt about it. I mean, just look, they're already growing, but they don't like the other parties that they're bordered with. Ceasefire in Switzerland. What a fight! Hurrah! Switzerland lives! Yep, Switzerland lives now to see another day bright again. Our holy duty. Italy has been on the wrong side of history during the Second World War. We supported a truly horrific nation which now holds dominion over large parts of Europe, and enslaving their people under the evil that is the NS. It is time to set aside our differences with our former enemies, and do what must be done. We will rid the Italian nation of the stain on our glorious history. A coup d'etat in Guatemala. The Congo conflict. Fina Fall elected. Oh, right here. Wait, what? I don't get it. Belgium already occupies the Congo, but why is this nation called Congo? This is so mad confusing. This is just weird. Belgian government in exile in the Congo. The Mediterranean Pact still holds strong, but I want to influence Turkey in my faction. Northern Defense. I'm gonna try to make sure I improve relations with both the United Kingdom and Turkey so that there at least not be any bad feelings between us three. Tripartite education. Rationing is over. High national debt. The decade and a half of mobilization since before the European War of 1939 to 1940, combined with economic stagnation due to limited trade, slowly drained the British treasury. But for the debt to be repaid, a surplus must be achieved through economic growth. Oh boy. Well, at least the UK still has its empire mainly here in Africa and its colony in Malaysia. General Gerald Templar. Amedio di Savoia. You know, I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think you're winning right now. Finally, the war is on again. Yep, relationships with UK and Turkey are in the green. Policies on Turkey. The nation of Turkey is hardly a historic ally of Italy. We fought them in the Libyan War, First War, and the Turkish War of Independence. It's no secret Turkey has some desire to take Cyprus and Damascus. Some in our government propose to extend the olive branch. Say what now? Okay, this is weird. Other more hawkish voices in our government propose a more radical plan. Another war with Turkey. I guess you can say fourth time's the charm, I guess. Not only as a first strike against their future expansionism, but a permanent end to our wars with Turkey. What shall the future of Italo-Turkish relationships be? This is a really good question to ponder. What's going on now? The German Spring? Ooh boy, this has gotta be fun. Germany's U-Bahn network has been a hotbed of fighting since the end, or shall I say the beginning of the Civil War. None of the factions have been able to take full control. Even the Germans are tired of it. I'm just playing the German factions off each other, like this is so fun to do. The People's Germany. Now the German... Oh, the Republic of China and Socialist Vietnam signed the White Peace. The Soviet Union declares war on Cheetah. Yeah, I really don't think the People's Germany is even gonna win. Finally, the Home Guard army in Poland finally defeated the general government. Generalissimo under house arrest? Say what now? Okay, this is getting weird. Now the US is declaring war on Germany? Oh my god. This is... Another world war is coming. I swear to god. This is so crazy. But hey, a German compromise. Huh. German United Front. Wow. A kind of name if I ever heard of one for different factions in Germany. You know what? I'm gonna let Germany and the enemy sort it out. I'm not getting involved. I'll just stay on the sidelines. A bloodless coup in China. Say what? Wait, if Chiang Kai-shek is under house arrest, who's the... Oh, Shen Xing is a new leader. The United Nations back an anti-Nazi war. The UN has come this far. Oh, a new leader. Adnan Menderes. darn it, Turkey refused. That's just sad. Invading Turkey. Just a quick war. No, this is mad. This is mad indeed. Why would I want to invade Turkey again? You know, with Germany and the Toronto Accords distracted, yep, I'm going this far. Wow, Hungary just collapsed in just a matter of minutes. Why am I surprised? The fate of Hungary. Long live the kingdom. Long live the kingdom indeed. Now we have Filiberto I of Hungary in charge. The Mediterranean Pact grows once more via military action. The German United Front is nothing but poop at this point. Seize the battle for land. Land, like all things, was under total control of the state. This method of land allocation proved inefficient and hurtful to local development. We must remove ourselves from the land buying process in Italy. Yep, that's what I want to get to. We shall look to the Empire. Okay. It's funny how Malta is still under British hands. Like, no, really, it is still under British hands. Like, I guess that means Italy didn't get Malta then. That's sad. The Republic of Iraq, Syrian Republic, and the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. So basically the Hashemite Kingdom is like still named even after with the whole German thing. Send Balbo to Montenegro. Italo Balbo has shown himself to be a skilled administrator, especially in his time as governor of Libya. Though he is considered a liability and dissented by much of the party, he may be the man to quell the Montenegrin issues once and for all. I don't know if that's how they call it for people that live in Montenegro, but if someone is a person from Montenegro, then at least tell me how you call it that. I haven't even used my navy in a while. I should start using it. Now let's do some practice runs. Yow! America, I guess you can say D-Day happened in Calais instead of Dunkirk. Say what? Treaty of Amsterdam? Well, it seems that Germany is done for. Europe is not even stable anymore. Wait, say what? How did the Soviet Union get... I'm not even gonna bother ask. Negotiate with the chieftains. The Montenegrin people remain tribal in nature. Some conform to our rule, others may not. There are only so many villages we can try to coerce. We must reach a concrete agreement with them if our presence in Montenegro is to be continued peacefully. I wouldn't have said it better myself, honestly. Let's just hope it works and pays off in the end. Then I have two different options. Integrate them into the Italian Empire, or release Montenegro as a puppet kingdom. The Mediterranean Dream. Then I have to send Pietro Badoglio to Ethiopia. Huh. This is getting more fun. Oh, Romania's back to its normal borders like it did in 1938. But dang, Germany, your Endsieg is gonna happen in 1955. Well, at least for the People's Germany has just capitulated. Wow. Yep, like I said, I'm staying out of it. I'm not doing nothing. I wonder. Maybe up next, seems like the invasion of Romania seems to be in question, or rather, Carpatho Ukraine should also be back into the Hungarian fold. Carpathia Ukraine has capitulated. A small, splendid, quick war. Kingdom of Hungary rightfully gets back Carpathian Ukraine. Germany, like I said, Germany's Endsieg, but it's against the Allies and not the Soviets. Yep, basically the Germans are gonna be done for. And that's sad, that's really sad. And I think No Himmler just didn't stand a chance. Create the Kingdom of Montenegro. From the very beginning of our occupation of Montenegro, our policy was pretty clear. To create an independent Montenegrin kingdom would be loyal to Italy. The attrition suffered by our forces here is evident and must backhand control to the people who live here. The king is highly supportive of this measure, as his mother was herself Montenegrin by birth. You know, I see that as a good compromise. Since the king's mother was Montenegrin by birth, it makes sense. I say that'd be a kind of good PR move for the Italian Empire. Wait, what is Slovenia? Hungaro-Slovene relationships. Improving with Hungary, but decreasing with Romania. Italo-Slovene relationships increased by 10%. That's really sweet. The Kingdom of Montenegro refounded. Ever since the invasion of Yugoslavia, Montenegro has been in occupation via a legal limbo. Now the Italian Balkan possession of Montenegro is back, but as an independent kingdom, under Marija I. Let's see. Now, a stable Montenegro. Genius, bold move. The garrison reports no casualties today, and no sabotage. It seems our efforts to stabilize Montenegro has finally succeeded. Balbo has done what so many previous chieftain governors could not. He stabilized Montenegro. Italy stands triumphant in this part of the Balkans forever. Sikorsky declared General Regent. Well, I have to say, that's it all for the time being. Basically, I did what I wanted to achieve in the video. Like, expand into Bulgaria, Hungary, as well as Syria, Iraq, Jordan, and Israel, or Palestine, whichever you think is right, I don't know. But I made a decision in the video, as you might have seen. And, well, that's it. So to finalize in this video, Germany's just getting absolutely wrecked by the Toronto Accord allies now, and the liberation of Bulgaria and the Netherlands aren't far off, and they already took all of Denmark anyway. So I guess that means the German nation will be under Allied occupation, minus the Soviet occupation. The end siege for Germany against the Allies is clear and broad in daylight. Anyway, hope you guys liked the video. Like, share, and subscribe with friends or family, and I'll see you guys next time for another episode. So from the last episode, we know that Germany is basically having a rough time with the Allies, or shall I say, the Toronto Accord allies, while I'm free to basically just conquer any nation. I wonder. Let's see how this will go. So I already have stable Montenegro as part of a focus tree already enacted, so maybe I think it's high time for me to also try to invade, let's say, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I know. Italy becoming the bad boy of the Middle East. It's so funny, even I'm cringing at it. The two possible nations I can next conquer are Slovakia and Saudi Arabia to expand my alliance further, and also set up puppet governments. But first, let's see. Oh, Mario Raota falls ill. That's unfortunate. Both parties are still loyal, no chance of a coup. Economic liberalization, but we're still under economic recovery. I just hope it goes fast enough soon. You know what? Dang, the Soviet Union is getting back together really quick. Maybe while Germany's knocked down, I could take over its former puppet state, Slovakia. There we go. And now now we have Hungary on board, and Slovakia fell within just a matter of moments. Now this was a quick, easy war. The fate of Slovakia. Now officially becomes the state of Slovakia. You hear that, Saudi Arabia? You're next. Encourage tourism. The beauty of the Mediterranean is truly something that is hardly matched by anything else worldwide in the eyes of many. From the Rock of Gibraltar to the Suez, every last corner of this mighty sea holds indescribable beauty, and therefore potential profit that is to be made. If we were to build up vital tourism hotspots, we would be able to drastically increase the flow of said tourists into our country. That's not a bad idea, actually. Something to take in consideration. A country can't live off just its industry alone, it also needs tourism to survive. The ground council becomes less loyal. That's just great. Like I said, this Italian Empire state of a nation is just like a random balancing act. At least Montenegro has medium unrest, but Albania has high resistance. Altai has capitulated? These are crazy uncertain times indeed. And I'm making sure that the Italian Navy also has something to help deal with themselves with. Encourage tourism completed. Mare Nostrum. Our Sea. And with Slovakia added recently into the pact, well, I really don't like the way how the Allies are going to be winning this war. They already liberated Berlin. And I don't think the two German factions from the Civil War are going to survive. Or even the said, well, I'm not going to say it because otherwise I don't want to say it. But you get the idea. Next up is Saudi Arabia's term. You hear that, Saudi Arabia? Italy's coming for you. Domestic opposition in northern Italy decrease. France strengthens links with Latin nations. Well, if France wants to strengthen links with the Latin nations, I don't see a problem with that at all. And Saudi Arabia just fell in one fell swoop in a day. The fate of Saudi Arabia. With Saudi Arabia under our control, questions regarding how to administrate this vast amount of land have been raised. Establish a friendly regime. Military occupation is just going to make it worse. The Italian Central Arabia. Align Hungary. Abdullah Aziz Al Saud is still the leader, basically. But look at this mighty fine Mediterranean pact. You hear that, Germany? Your secondary ally is basically gaining a one-up on you. And you're gonna be crushed into pieces. The next two countries I could have a fate with are Spain and also Turkey. I actually didn't want to go with Turkey earlier because I wanted to actually save that for a later time. But just in case, I have my armies on standby in Syria, Iraq, and Bulgaria, in case if the Turks get any funny ideas. Mare Nostrum, Italian tourism industry. Unrest in mainland Italy. Still a low chance of a coup. Appease the people. Talks with Hungary. If we are to expand our influence in Central Europe, we can begin to work with one of the major powers in that region, Hungary. A good first step would be a non-aggression pact as well as improvement of relations. Well, I mean, since I already have Hungary as my puppet, it's kind of funny actually. They refuse, but they're still my puppet. Talks with the British. Let's see how they'll handle it. Or if they'll accept our offer. Oh, I have 3 military factories? Why didn't I know that? Well, the USSR finally declared the war on the Russian Republic. I never saw that coming. Wartime strategic bomber. Maybe I should place some aircrafts. No. Oh, I have one wartime fighter already built? That's a shame. Umberto II. Information of the United Nations. Created from the ashes of the failed League of Nations after the defeat of Japan, the United Nations is an international organization aimed to act as a forum for international diplomacy. Talks with the British. Some in the party are proposing that to protect ourselves from the German threat, we should be opening talks with Britain. This could entirely be advantageous if they accept, but such a move of aligning with our former enemy could cause some resentment among the more fervent black shirts. Yeah, probably best not to. Alpine fortifications, 140 days? You gotta be kidding me. Oh well. Oof. Germany is really gonna get dismantled, isn't it? Alright, Turkey, now it's your turn to get dismantled. I ain't taking chances. And off to war. But Turkey's gonna capitulate anyway. And the Turkish government has surrendered. Take all the Turkish states. The fate of Turkey. Now we can install former military leader Ismet Inonu as a puppet leader. Great. Now the Mediterranean Union really controls the eastern part, except for Cyprus. But I really don't like this border of Turkey. It's disgusting. I need to change it. And there we go. Better. I like it better when Turkey is better as a whole, not like I get Anatolia. Umberto tours the Empire. Has completed Look to the Empire. Oh, I didn't even finish that one yet. But the one thing I worry about is this one. Domestic affairs and... I'm worried that either one side will be the death of Italy. Well, what I mean one side is one will succeed as I play that leader, but then the other side will want to rebel. I'm not sure if the triumvirate would succeed. But as they say, fortune favors the bold. Maybe I'll send an attaché to Germany. And some Lend-Lease too. Besides, I want to see how Germany does in this war. Member of a German United Front. I don't get it. The German United Front against the Western Allies is basically almost a copy version of Asia from the Japanese with the Chinese United Front. A temporary alliance of German political factions. The United German Front seeks to defend Germany from external threats. I don't think Germany has much of a chance of existing anymore at this point. However, the Italian Empire does. And it'll be splendid. Let's see. I have good standing with these countries in Europe, mainly. Romania, the French state. I haven't even, like, given more relations with Spain. Relations with the Kingdom of Romania, Spanish state, and the USA. I can't even tell if it's just me or the fact that, yeah, Germany's a lost cause at this point. And I could help Hungary regain back northern Transylvania, if I could. Wait, why does my puppet kingdom of Egypt have this? That's funny. Darfur? I always wondered what it'd be like if Italy was also able to get the Western African Federation. Like, you just gobble up those entire lands. And I wonder... Great power designs, heavy plated, and reformed military system. Oh, so that means basically from the political power I could get Ciano as my successor. And this will be basically the last episode. Like I said, from Italy's perspective on things. Next video could be different with either any country like the UK's, the French state, Spain's, or the US, or any other country I would choose, really. And I'm just sitting here, seeing Germany's butt kicked across the border. Things aren't going well for Mr. Spear and the military, and the emergency Wehrmacht. Not bad. Not that it doesn't really hold much weight, but the Allies are really kicking their butts. Minus the Soviets, since they're still busy trying to reunite their gosh darn country, for gosh sake. Ooh, what's this? An interesting development. UK recognizes the Delhi government. After talks with the Delhi government of the UK officially recognized the Indian Republic and its government as the sole legit nation and government on the Indian subcontinent. That's a big India with Bangladesh. I just hope they deal with their rivalry with Pakistan or Kashmir. Wait, hold on. Why is Kashmir independent? You know what? I'm not even gonna bother ask. Okay, now it's time for me to do the basically impossible. The domestic affairs. Italy is a divided nation. More specifically, the Party Nationale is divided. Balbo calls for resolve and steadfast to defend it in an ever-changing world, while Ciano calls for reform so that the party and its ideology may survive for the next generation. A choice must be made. A choice that shall change Italy for either better or for worse. What's this? Wow. Iran is getting some popular opposition. The Iranian nationalists, Democrats, and so have been banned and purged by the government, but resentment still continues. Opposition still remains strong, and the legitimacy of Ashadam is being questioned as the days drag on. Wait. Openness and effective bureaucracy. External influence from either Toronto or the Germans. Yeah, I can see where they're coming from with that. Now I'm on good standing. Wait, what's this? The SB take over Greece? Okay. Okay, does this mean I have to reinvade Greece a second time? That's basically a rhetorical question, obviously. Now, time to kick Greece's butt again a second time. Again. The German Reich capitulated? Wow. The Greek War for Independence. Finally, the matter of Greece. Released a reorganized Hellenic state. There. That probably put the matter to bed. I am not letting my empire crumble. Hell hath no fury. The Italian government of Greece. The Phantom Governor General. Oh boy. This one's gonna be a difficult decision. Shall I almost choose Balbo or Ciano? Ah, the heck with it, I'll just choose Ciano. We shall loosen our censorship. Yeah, I know, this will have major repercussions down the line, but I don't care. Well, seems the last of Germany has just capitulated. As well, Mr. Ordenstadt there. Yep. The entirety of Germany has now been liberated by the Allies. Or the Toronto Accord Allies, I should say. And I still don't get why the USSR even has Kurzeme, which is supposed to be a province of Latvia. Oh, so this kind of influences me, huh? So this is influence. Hell hath no fury. And when one state decides to rise up against tyranny, someone will always look at how to stop its path. Greece got what it deserved with the idiotic uprising against our regime, and now it is time to know that we are not a force to be joked about. No one will be safe in Greece from now until a governor reaches Greece. No one will be spared. The speech by Italian Minister of the Army. Anger is a powerful weapon. I'm basically dealing the same thing, political power gain and fashion and the ideological drift. They have suffered enough. Reoccupying Greece again. Relaxing the grip. Hell Have No Fury and Organization X. What is that supposed to be? Reoccupying Greece again. This wastes our political power by negative 0.10. But our ideological drift goes by a minor plus 0.02%. Well, the only German country left standing is Mr. Ordenstadt's. But I really want to see his downfall. Because I know it'll affect me in the future. Yep, the capital was just taken. The government loosens censorship. Could this be the end of a totalitarian regime? Oh boy. Yep. All of Germany has just now surrendered. What will this mean for the future of Europe? And for the future of the Mediterranean Empire as well? Yep, the Toronto Accord rules Central Europe, but I think they're going to liberate the countries one by one again. I want to see how it goes. Wait, the People's Republic of Poland? Oh. The Czechs are back. The People's... Oh, Poland just turned Marxist-Leninist. Wow. I did not expect that. Yep. Poland, Czechoslovakia is back. The Mao-Gan Papers. A crisis between former allies. Swiss government restoration. Finally, the Federal Council is back. Even Belgium and the Netherlands are back on their home soil. The Great European Refugee Crisis. As the last remnants of a great German state has stamped out, or has been, those among its victims have survived and roam across the totally destroyed European continent. Millions of people have been displaced by years of continuous war. A Chinese-American Cold War? Again? Wow. Violence, brutality across the continent, in Central and Eastern Europe suffered caused by the Germans' crimes. Massive effort is underway for recently created international organizations. This is some harrowing times indeed. The German Federal Council, a new hope for Germany. Total disarm the nation. Wow. The US declared war on the Republic of Slovenia. Wow, that's UN resolution on occupation of Germany. Hopefully they do a good job. Really, US? You really want to invade Slovenia? A country that's more than 1,000,000 times less your size. Oh boy. This is too funny. Oh well. Oh, here comes the biggest change of all. Demands from the United States. With the US and its allies victorious in Europe against Germany, they have sought to come with a settlement for us about the future of Southern Europe. With their dominant position in Central Europe, however, there is a more series of reasonable demands to allow us to keep our independence. Of these are the return of Savoy to France and territories taken from Switzerland, as well as the granted independence to our European client states, though they can remain aligned to us. These are obviously quite hard demands, but if refused, the US may well attack us. Well, if the US wants an attack on us, it's an attack we're gonna get. Let's see. Well, I mean, you know what? These demands are unacceptable. I am not going with this. If it's a war you want in the United States, it's a war you're gonna get. I refuse to accept those peaceful demands. Let's see how the US responds to that. Integration of the Libyan economy. Supply anti-German rebels. Wow. Wait, where is it? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. Support the People's Germany. Probably nothing to worry about. And besides, since I have good relations with the United States, and they have a military dictatorship or something or whatever, they can't even attack me, even if they tried. All I can say is, now with Germany completely knocked down, the Italian Empire reigns supreme. But you know, maybe Germany surrenders. End of a dark era. End of a dark era indeed, but I hate all these domestic opposition increases. Trust the king. Approach the socialist. Though it may be difficult to stomach this, we have reached some kind of compromise with the socialists. We shall of course not relinquish our control to them in our government. That will be complete madness. But we can perhaps placate them in an offer they cannot refuse. You know what? I'm sick and tired of the Spanish. I should get them in the fold. and forget invasion barges. They'll just head on straight over to Madrid. But I still don't know how even the United States is still going to take over Slovenia. That's madness. And Spain has been dealt with. The fate of Spain. Set up a collaborationist government. The Mediterranean Pact grows again once more. Italy surrenders. What is this? Leaving the pen on the table and looking at the Greek members of government, came to decide to hand over the second Greek defeat. And now let someone say that we did not act rationally. Now? But you're still my Italian government. Dissolution of the Iberian Pact. Hehe. I'm feeling a bit more generous today. What's this? A new leader of a free world? Joseph W. Martin Jr. Oh, Joseph Warren Martin Jr. is elected the new president. That's surprising. You know what, I'm feeling more generous. Maybe Spain can reunite with Portugal like old times. I don't care about the trade. Let's do this. The Portuguese Republic has collapsed. This time, the Spanish state, let's see, they'll take all of Portugal. Wait, hold on. Reset. What's this? With the German regime restored, Germany has come under the direct occupation of the UN. While the nation is defeated, many fanatics fight on from the shadows, launching terrorist attacks and ambushes. For Germany to be pacified, large amount presence must be remained. The bulk of the UN occupation will be provided by the major Toronto Accord. The other UN member states can also provide their own. Ooh, German resistance is currently high. The higher resistance of more frequently major TA members will get terrorism-related events. I wonder how that'll go, but I don't know why I even have to have this in my decisions and events. I don't even occupy Germany. That's stupid. Victoria Masaleta. The second Greek defeat. If it doesn't involve me at all, why would Germany even bother? Opening of Gottenland International Airport. You know what's funny? Mr. Reinhard, your homeland was destroyed. You can't go back to it. And that's the sad fact. The Mediterranean Pact, it grows very strong. Ooh, even Spain got this. Nice. Spain got Portugal's former territories, but I can't risk dealing with the TA. They're already in an alliance. The Greyskins? Remove reoccupying Greece. but Greece is still my puppet. Pacification of Germany in the next 133 days. Yep, Joseph W. Martin Jr. is inaugurated. What a show! Anyway, I think I might have to stop this episode for now. I know I didn't get to who would be the successor for the Italian Empire, but just look at this mighty fine expansion. From Slovakia to even the Iberian Union of Spain to Turkey to even the Italian East Africa. It's a beauty. But anyway, I might try and do a bonus episode, or I might try to go down the successor tree for Ciano, but I'm not sure if I would. But anyway, hope you liked the video, like, share, and subscribe. Let's see how this will go for Italy now, since it's already at its greatest extent. Will it annex lands for itself, while choosing a successor, and also helping its puppets gain more land? Who knows, but we'll see how all this goes. Okay, so last one I started off was the private universities. The public university system in Italy leaves much to be desired, with the professors being allowed to teach only what the state tells them to teach. If we allow for the establishment of private universities, Italian academia will be better off and prosper more. I would agree with that, even if I don't tend to like it. Well, depends on the people that implement it. Appease the Grand Council, and appease the MSVN. Occupation of Germany. With the fascist regime destroyed, Germany has come under direct occupation from the United Nations. Oh, good. Alright, now let's start. Trust the King. We have been approached by a potentially powerful ally. King Umberto II has offered his support to our faction of the Partido Nacional. Yeah, the crown carries with it the support of many conservatives, monarchists, and many of the army and navy. His support is a godsend. The question is, whoever does he want in return? Or however. Sorry if I said whoever. It was accidentally the slip of the tongue. Well, the US is still part of the Toronto Accords, but god damn, the USSR is back. Does this mean now I have to face the Toronto Accords and the Soviets again? And I still don't get how Poland became communist as a Marxist-Leninist. It just doesn't make sense. But I need more fuel. I need more Italian fuel ambitions. Oh, hold on. There we go. The team will be landing in... Oh, I forgot. There we go. I think I might have plans for Morocco. Due to recent geopolitical events, the Grand Council loyalty has decreased. Oh, Lord. Alright, trust the king. Support the monarchists. The monarchy was the deciding factor in the March on Rome, saving the country from a civil war. Now it's time for the monarchy to save Italy a second time once again. We shall rally support of monarchist sympathizers from all walks of life. The people shall speak as they did back in 1922, and the monarchy shall once again be the flag to rally around. I would support that. Let's see. Moderately loyal? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There we go. I still have a low chance of a coup, but I could see, but as you can tell from the comment from the last episode, why I chose a more pragmatic view. depending on the seats in government. Ciano has more influence than Balbo. I don't really understand why many people choose Balbo as a successor over Ciano, but yeah, but I think I know where they're coming from. Let's see here. Italian Central Arabia. Let's change this theater to the Middle East. There we go. Yep, the invasion of Morocco, and I might just give them the kingdom, and I might just give Morocco to Spain as a kind of common kinship. Hang on, oh, never mind then. We're gonna break the pack of steel because Germany is dead and occupied, so LOL. You will all wind up shining the shoes of the Germans, Balbo exclaimed once upon learning of our alliance with the Reich. They see us as a laughingstock and as... I'm not even gonna say this word, so you can read it yourself. Maybe our alliance was necessary once, but maybe not again twice. No more shall we be lapdogs to the Germans. Italy shall forge its own alliance and destiny. That is something I can get behind, even if it's like as if you're dealing with the devil. Pacification of Germany. Let's see here. I don't know why, but it feels like if I want to... It feels like as if I want to go head to toe with the Toronto Accords, but I know I'm gonna ask myself a lot more trouble than it's worth. And I don't get... And seriously though, I still don't get why the US even declared war on Slovenia. Like, come on. The German Confederal Union is in between the nearest front lines to Slovenia. Like, how the hell are the Allies gonna even invade? And they can't invade through my lanes either because I don't give them the rights to, nor even France, because they're still fascists. Like, you get the idea. Who else could break the pack of steel? Clerical. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that. The church remains one of the most powerful institutions in Italy. Most of our population remains Catholic. Perhaps it's time to move to another meaningful discussion with the Pope. Greater cooperation between the Catholic and the PNF will further increase Balbo's legitimacy. Oh, how about this? You know, I might choose a corporation estate. Appease. I gotta keep appeasing these people, like, no matter what. And you know what? Hang on. There we go. Cheetah has capitulated. Wait, let me see this. Oh. The USSR grows stronger with each and every passing day, people. If they encroach on us, well, it's all over. Hang on. Let me do one thing real quick. And here we go. Morocco. Oman and Morocco are done for. Time to divide the spoils. Oman shall be taken by Central Arabia, and Spain will get back Morocco. Oh wait, hold on. Yep. Now Central Arabia has a coast into the Indian Ocean. And Spanish Morocco is now back in North Africa. I love my idea. Oh, cooperation of state has already been completed. Clerical. Yeah, you know what? Continue the Italianization of Tyrol. If the Germans in Tyrol want to be part of Germany, what, domestic opposition? Oh boy. If the Germans in Tyrol want to be part of Germany, they can go live in Germany. Tyrol is Italian and shall remain so. We shall encourage further immigration to the region, strengthening Italian culture and presence. Let the Reich try to take it from us, Manfrego. Oh, as in, I don't care or don't give a... Yeah. Let's see. Wow, German resistance in Germany is at a medium. But I still don't get why they even have Austria too. That's one big beef I have. Like, come on. At least Austria should be independent. Wow, Ciano is getting more seats than ever. I'm, like, seriously though, I'm rooting for you, Ciano. The Count is held at a high position with the PNF due to his expertise in relationship to the Deuce. Because, surprise, surprise, he is the son-in-law of Il Duce, who is married to Eda Mussolini, who is Mussolini's daughter. The Count oversees the financial and diplomatic affairs of the empire under his pragmatic ideas. He is supported by the majority of the technocrats and moderates in his fight for the control of Italy against Balbo. Yeah, I mean, even this way when you see about it, Balbo doesn't even stand a chance as a successor. That's all I gotta say. End of discussion. Let's see here. Clerical. Alright. Now that I dealt with Oman and Morocco, what other countries will be next on the chopping block? Oh, the Republic of Cyprus has just been puppeted? Oh. I wonder what nearby countries could... You know, I think I just had an idea, but... I don't know. Maybe. Time to set up another conquest in Mauritania. But I'm gonna give it to Spain. Or maybe, I don't know. Oh, Ghana and... Oh, Ghana could be a good future target. But, like, I gotta keep appeasing the MSVN and the Grand Council, do I? Ah, here it is. Enforce... Alright. Promises of peace and improved worker conditions. Rising colonial maintenance costs. However, the glorious wealth Spain once collected from South America cannot be found in its African colonies. Wow. I feel bad for them. New concordat with the Vatican. The Lateran Treaty of 1929 was a huge step for the papacy in Italy. The Vatican was officially recognized as an independent state, while also being compensated for their territorial loss. We shall organize another meeting between the relevant parties for a new concordat, perhaps a lucrative idea for both parties that can be reached. Yep, boys, we're almost there. Ciano will be named successor in the next 35 days' time. Reintroduce the Swiss Guard. Enforce the language of Italian in Tyrol. And finally, peaceful integration in the next 69 days. Still a low chance of a coup. Both parties are loyal. Haha. Southern Italy and mainland Italy have low unrest. But I don't get why Sicily, Julian, Venice, and Veneto, Trento, and Bolzano have medium unrest still. I don't get that. I wonder what if... I wonder if I can try to get Romania as well, the French state, on my side. And I might as well do a bit of trickery to give Algeria back to France, like the good colonial days. You know what? Hang on a minute, I might just do that. And voila! Hold on. And voila, here we go. I got the French state, part of a Mediterranean Pact. The Mediterranean Pact grows again once more in France. Now I have a border with them. The Toronto Accords and the Low Countries. Oh boy. As like they say, when one alliance falls, another one grows. But hey, maybe this time, with my different plans changed, I might as well let the French get back their West African Federation colonies. Just like the good old days. Oh boy, here we go. Name Ciano as the legal successor. Viva du Ciano! The legacy of Mussolini is secured. The empire our brave soldiers fought to gain and protect has been saved. The new Roman Empire shall last a millennium beyond. Hail to the defender of Italy. I'm not saying the F word you see here, but you'll understand why. Woohoo! In next 35 days' time, Ciano will be legally named the successor. I'm gonna name this theater North Africa. Oh boy, lads, time for another African adventure. And I mean literally, cause this time, France will be getting back its colonies and more, such as Ghana, and yeah, as an added bonus. Aw man, Italo Garibaldi falls ill. Oh, dang, nibbit! Why did it have to happen? Now I need to find a better general while he's recovering for 30 days. Vittorio Ambrosio. I might as well choose him. Yes! Ciano, we finally got there. Ciano named as successor, ladies and gentlemen. Italian Dalmatia. Dalmatia was once a great insult to our fair nation. Following the Great War, Britain and France dared to give this rightful Italian territory to the fraudulent mess that was Yugoslavia. The soldiers who fell between 1915 and 18 are smiling down for Dalmatia to return home to Italy. Couldn't have said it better, honestly. Yep. Ciano has just been granted as successor of Italy. Although I'm not really sure what's gonna happen next. But maybe with a few extra invasions in the game I have planned, like for West Africa Federation and Ghana. Who knows? We'll see how it all goes. But I wish they could also let you puppet countries also manually, like, come on. Oh, I didn't even know I even owned this part. That's kind of weird. Say what? A greater Gottish Reich? Say what? Okay, that's just complete madness. German resistance has been pacified. Land ownership, encourage Italian settlers, and finally incorporate Zara. 3 simple steps and it was done like that. Look to the Empire. The new Rome is under threat. Our empire has always had a tenuous hold over its territories, but now things are coming to a head. Separatist movements and terrorists are ramping up their attacks across our empire. We cannot lose all what we have gained. The empire must endure. We will not become another Osmandias. Wouldn't have said that also better myself. In fact, we're gonna set up another military expedition venture. And here we go. Wow. I did not expect that. Go, my pretties. Wait, hold on. The French Empire will be back again once more. Under new management, that is. Now we go to the big boy obstacle, the WAF, the West African Federation. And yes, the Mediterranean Pact grows once again. And also, yes, I do have plans to get France's old colonies back here, minus the exception of Vietnam, with French Indochina and Madagascar. It's not worth the effort. Alright. Next up, I'll try to do the education in Libya focus. After just 40 years of Italian rule, our colonists in our Libyan territory have flourished and prospered, and now a new generation of Italian-born colonists are emerging. This new generation must be taught how our empire induced brought civilization and prosperity to the desolate people. I'm not saying the inferior word because it just doesn't work. And you hear that, French state? Since you're now in my coalition, you'll be getting your old colonies back. Hooray! Once the West African Federation falls to France, when I give them their land back, there's going to be cause for celebration. And we're already in February of 1958? That was quick. And like I said, even though Ciano is now the successor, I really don't know how this will affect Italy, since I've been careful not to, upset the Italian balance of power. And yes, this is also referring to the first episode I made for Italy, because of how the triumvirate is very shaky, because of a coup chance, and I have to secure loyalty on both sides. Let me build up extra infrastructure in my puppets, because I don't think I'm really doing any at all. Yep. Increase infrastructure. And that's gonna be phase 1 of my plan. On to the next. Oh. I always hate it when it has to take me back to the economic part. On to the next focus. Umberto tours the empire. Unfortunately, our economic woes and poor colonial policies have led to significant problems in the various parts of Italy's empire. While a mere ceremony cannot fix such a deep issue, a tour by Umberto II, King of Italy, across our empire would surely give a boost of morale and prestige. So let's do that. I'm gonna let Umberto tour the empire before I go to war with the West African Federation, because I don't know what's gonna happen next. So we'll just wait it out and see how Umberto tours the empire. And I'm also gonna plan the Kingdom of Italy to get a little bit of expansion here in Sudan. It rightfully belongs to Egypt. Oh, I need to research more technology. I've been lagging behind. And yes, I am gonna research nuclear bombs. Hang on. Alright. Promote Catholicism. Now let's read this. The king begins his tour. The king has begun his tour accompanied by the Queen, Minister of Foreign Affairs Count Ciano, and a multitude of other senior officials. In a speech given by the king, he emphasized that the Italian colonies were merely a part of the great family of the Italian nation, which has not yet been developed and thus needs to be administered separately, and emphasizing that he was a monarch of all loyal citizens, not merely of those within the Italian peninsula. His speech was very well received and was broadcasted throughout the empire. Following this, the king went on the railway, and yeah, an exceptional beginning indeed. Let's see. I wonder where he'll first go. Maybe to Italian Libya, or Italian Egypt, Italian Syria, in the Middle East, or maybe in one of the Balkan countries. What's this? Hans Hedtoft. Danish monarchy restored. Since the monarchy's escape from Denmark in 47, the royal family stayed in the safety of the United Kingdom alongside the Danish government in exile, while they waited for their chance to return. The kingdom returns. Let's see. The king arrives in Naples. The king arrived in Naples and was greeted by thousands of people. A specifically arranged orchestra played to him the Martial Reel, as well as that of Giovanezza. The queen was offered flowers by children from one of the most elite high schools in Napoli. Following that, the royals went to the city hall where they were received by the mayor, Guerra, who outlined to them the plans for the expansion of the city of Naples and futuristic plans regarding the construction of an underground railway within Naples. All's well going so far. Okay, so leaving Rome for Naples, I wonder where else next. Pacify the tribes in Ethiopia. Wait, why did Italian Tunisia and Libya turn red all of a sudden? The Mountain Republic has capitulated? Oof. Ah, so this is the Frenchy focus tree. Oh god, and things just got from good to worse. Disaster struck the nation only a few days ago, with the attempt of the king's life in Athens, Greece. President Constantinos, and many senior Italian Greek officials. They were headed into a car to the center of Athens. The king and queen visited the Acropolis of Athens, and they had the opportunity to admire one of the greatest products of a Greco-Roman civilization. They visited City Hall afterwards, the presidential residence, and an assortment of other important buildings. While walking along Eremou Street, one of the most fashionable streets in Athens, disaster found them. A man suddenly shot one of the guards accompanying the king and then attempted to shoot the king afterwards. It was even a miracle that he aimed incorrectly and the bullet hit the king on his body and only made light wounds, as it didn't damage any organs. Oh boy. Now, and because of the hospital stay and all that, now it must be decided whether the king should go on the tour despite his wound or cancel it and return back to the throne. If I continue it, there's going to be a horrible chance that Umberto II might die, or cancel it and save his life. I'm just going to cancel it. It's not going to be worth the risk. I know. Only traveling from Italy to Athens, and that was it. Yeah, not really much of a good ending for a good travel for Umberto, but hey, at least he got that far. Alright, let's continue. This time I'll start my West African Federation War. And here we are, kiddies. The West African Federation War has begun. Hang on, let me just... Alright, there we go. Okay, this is strange, but alright. I'll just do it by hand then. Okay, now we can try and invade. Pacify. Now we should try and repay our debts, or you know what? The Mediterranean Dream. Head over down to Brazzaville. Oh goody! Now France has its old colonies back, minus Tunisia and Morocco. Just look at this fine Mediterranean pact. It'd be like from Nintendo of America CEO Reggie saying, "Hey, that's pretty good." Haha. I think Italy will give France a special treat. We shall give the French Ghana. Talks with the chief. Oh. Oh. Well, that was quick. Time to invest in aircraft tech. Yep. A divided military? How is France even a divided military? Under the early terms of occupation, the French army was disarmed with its personnel dismissed or placed in forceful retirement. During this time, the French state maintained a bare-bones military apparatus before being able to renegotiate terms with the German authorities for a proper reformation of its military. With the sudden influx of new soldiers and officers combined with the memories of humiliation, the French military was torn apart by its ideological differences, with both the radical pro-German fighters and crypto-revolutionary mercenaries together in the same room. Wow. I have to say, that was kind of a mouthful. Oh well, on to the next military expedition. Ghana has capitulated. And Ghana is now part of the French Empire, reborn. Look at this mighty fine empire. Or shall I say, mighty fine alliance. The Mediterranean Pact grows in France and has taken West African Federation to give France its old colonies back. Now that's what I say, that's the gift that keeps on giving. For France at least. And most of the Middle East is already under Italian sphere of influence. The Mediterranean Pact is unstoppable! The Mediterranean Dream. I can't even go to these other two focuses, which is kind of a bummer. Let's see. Accept European refugees. From all corners of the continent, Gypsies, Jews, Democrats, Communists, and others have been hiding from the wrath of Germans for 2 decades, with their capture being sure to result in death or hard labor. While we initially helped our old ally with rooting them out as enemies of the country, they could potentially become useful in the future if our goal end is to ensure the destruction of Germany. Using your form, I guess you can say that means the enemy of my enemy is my friend. As how Churchill would coin it. Oh. Okay, so 35 days. Alright. So this is where I'm going to stop for now. On the 9th of September 1958. Well, I did finish the political tree and got Ciano as successor, but I'm not really sure what's even going to happen. And I tested it out for almost a year and nothing really happened. No civil war, no nothing. But I have been able to give back France's colonies and get them to join the alliance. And also invade Oman and give Morocco back to Spain. So you can say that the Mediterranean Pact is basically the moderate replacement for the German Axis Pact, with its eastern colonies, in a more friendly, moderate outlook. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. Like, share, and subscribe with friends and family, and I'll see you next time. Though I'm not really sure about episode 6 by this point, because if nothing's gonna happen, if Ciano becomes leader, then there's no point. Unless. That is, unless.